Welcome back to Beyond the Script, where you find great movies and great conversation. This is where you can find God anywhere, even in wonderful movies. So let's get started. I'm on ride to work. Such a beautiful day. Shooting Beyond the Script episode 2. And just from a word that I got this morning, and a conversation that I had yesterday with one of my fellow sisters. So much. It's so funny because I'm talking to her about, how I'm always so super careful about letting God lead, because you just never know how he's going to come. He could come the same way. He could come different ways. He could come like he did before. You just never really know. And so you just have to leave yourself open, not to be so territorial and hold people hostage, because you just never know what God is going to do. You live in the moment and you move on. And just this morning, there's a vitamin C from Bishop Craig Ward Johnson, Cathedral of Christ, does vitamin C calls on the morning. And that's just a spiritual dose of Christ. And the gist of it, which is super funny, I was super late, and the moment I got in, the call dropped. I don't know if it was for me, I'm so sorry, but the call dropped, and so I sat there because I know it happens every now and then. But he came back on, and the first words that I heard was "shut up." I started cracking up laughing. I was like, oh my God, maybe I should have been here for the whole conversation, because I have no idea what's going on. And then he was saying, just get in the back seat and shut up. And the gist of it is, let God take the wheel, be quiet, and go for the ride. And so I spent the last 3 weeks trying to line up my show so I could continue to do it the way it has been done for the first season, and how I thought about doing it. And if you go back and look at my YouTube channel for Beyond the Script, this was a concept made 3 years ago, and I had started it out on YouTube. And I just been trying to stick to a format, and hey, just God doesn't do it. Nothing worked. People weren't able to do it. I have a new life now. I have a family, so I'm just not, in the same place. And it was funny to me to hear that, because it's almost like I was fighting with God to do the same thing, and he's fighting with me, telling me it's unorthodox, it's different. The different things that he's telling me to do, it's just like, I'm like, but God, it's just season 2, people are not even, not connected to it yet. Why would I be changing things now? Well, first off, it's not mine. The concept came from God, because I love him so much. And then second off, if I'm going to allow God to do what he's going to do, I have to get out of the way, shut up, and get in the back seat, right? So here it is. This is episode 2. Me, no makeup, driving in my car to work, and just talking, finding God anywhere. So let's have a convo. This is what we're gonna do today. This weekend, basically, my husband went to Atlanta, and I was in the house with my girls, and I watched some of everything this weekend. And so one of the movies that completely stood out to me was Antebellum. I don't know if any of you guys ever seen it. I didn't research on. The only person I know in the movie was Janelle Monáe, and I didn't research who wrote it. I don't know anything else about it. But I did want to talk about the movie because, okay, first of all, I saw it on Hulu. So if you get a chance, go out and watch that on Hulu. And if you have not seen it, spoiler alert, I'm so sorry, but we're about to talk about this. Okay, so in Act 1, let me make sure this thing is still going on because I want to make sure. Okay, it still is. It still is. I cut that part out. First of all, in Act 1, we watch. Okay, first of all, you think that this is like in the 1800s, just like slaves, masters. You know where I'm going with this. Picking cotton, the whole shebang. Okay, so first off, let's start here. I don't like watching movies like this. It's very, very hard for me because I'm so emotionally attached to movies. I have always been. So, but I kept watching. I'm just, so I'm watching the first act. We're watching this woman just, go through. It looks like maybe she was trying to get away or something, but she was being beaten and branded because by her master. And this is where we start. This is Act 1. Then we're moving along in the story. We're watching this woman with her struggles, talking, and it looks like they're looking to her as a leader, but she ain't trying to be a leader type of thing. And then she wakes up in our time, like in the bed with her husband and her kid, and just a regular life. She's a dynamic speaker of Black African American empowerment. It was just amazing. And so I'm like, okay, where's the story going, right? Where we going? Inciting incident. We see that she gets stolen by the people that are her masters. I'm like, we in real time. Is she dreaming? Okay, so we in the middle. I'm like, is she dreaming? Or, because sometimes people believe in reincarnation, ancestors. Like, is she dreaming of her ancestors and they just all look alike? I couldn't figure it out. I'm telling you. Okay, so we moving into Act 2 and I'm still confused. All right, as we move into Act 2, new people start coming in. So they finding people to be slaves. Okay, all right. I'm just thinking this is the old times. They being sold into slavery. This is what reality was. This is what our history says it was. Blah, blah, blah. As we move along, we find out that these is just normal, regular people in our time kidnapping strong Black people and making them become slaves. I was like, is this real? Is this real? Spoil alert. This lady escapes. And this is a real place. It's a real reenactment of the World War II days where, this was a thing. They then found a whole hundreds of acres of land, and they are really going into the real world, stealing and kidnapping people and bringing them to this world and making them live this life, because I guess they wanted to, live back in the days where they were superior over Black people. Who knows? I have no idea what the motives are. This is what it is. However, let's go beyond the script. I was absolutely flabbergasted at the fact that these people really were doing this. This was a thing. They were really, really doing this. Okay. First of all, it was scary. It was scary because, you never know what a person is thinking and how they feel. What are their desires, their true desires. People could really, truly desire to be superior over you and go through serious lengths to make them superior over you. And so that part was kind of scary because that's something that people could really do. And second of all, going beyond the script, I was just like, what? The script was, I don't know. I was all over the place. But second of all, that was from the white people's perspective in the movie. Okay, so now I'm talking from the Black people's perspective in the movie. It was like you never know what you'll do to survive. I was just like, oh my God, because it looked like they purposely picked people who were strong-minded and people who, just you would think wouldn't go along with a slave versus master reality. Like, they purposely pick people that would be like, oh no, kill me because I ain't doing that, type of thing. In the movie, we found another girl. She had only gotten there just a few minutes, and they tell you little pieces and bits that, no, they're in real times. This is old stuff, but it wasn't clear enough for you to see that this isn't back in the day. This is right now. But until later, the girl had only been there for 2 or 3 days, and she lost her baby, and she killed herself. It was so deep, you guys, like for real. Really, I'm serious. Go watch the movie because I really want to hear other perspectives of Antebellum on Hulu. Hulu ain't gave me no money. I really wish they would, but they ain't gave me nothing. I'm just telling you, go watch this movie because it's amazing. Okay, so we got through all of that, right? Now I'm telling you the movie. Now listen, we didn't go on beyond the script. Let's go beyond the script. What I got out of it, you really don't know what you would do in certain situations. We have people that are, our leaders, and we look to them, but people are people, and you don't know what you'll do to survive and what you'll do to make it. Because this little lady, she called herself going along to get along. But after the young lady had killed herself, she was so devastated about losing her baby, she killed herself. After she killed herself, that lady fought to the death. She was preparing herself to leave anyway, but she just fought to the death to get out of there. And ended up taking people out, trying to get out. Excuse me. And so at the end, I felt like it was meant for me to watch it. That's first. And then second, it was another way of saying, get in the back seat and shut up. Because you have to literally allow God to maneuver you. Because you can't, like her being able to, I'm sorry, I'm jumping all over the place, but her being able to, in the real world, being able to discuss how African Americans are so strong and we can do this and empower all of these people, when she was put in a position in a whole nother environment, that stuff didn't fly. She wasn't able to do that. So she had to get in the back seat, shut up, let God lead her into how she was going to maneuver to get out of this. So I really honestly felt like this was another way, like that's what God is saying in the season. So a bishop is telling you to get in the back seat and shut up and let Jesus take the wheel. And then you watch a woman be completely uprooted out of her life of power and of success and be put in a place where she is, a slave. And, she had to adapt. She had to adapt. And what I feel like God is saying to us is that we have to adapt in a world that we did not plan for. He didn't even plan for this. I feel like he wanted us to be able to, just live life carefree and happy. And because of sin and because of our decisions, this world has turned into what it is. So we have to get in the back seat and let him lead us so we can be able to deal with the world. I mean, coronavirus and death and Black Lives Matter movement. Is so much stuff going on that people are, having a difficult time just getting by. And this show is honestly just for us I'm just trying to help us see and help us, even if it's just a few minutes of distraction, to think about, what are you saying right now, God? My mom just passed away. My dad just died. My sister's in the hospital. I can't go see her. What are you trying to say? This is just another tool for us to try to find out and see what God is saying in every situation. I hope that this show is doing this for you. I hope that you are getting some kind of something and it sparks a thought in your brain. When you watch the movies that I'm suggesting, but when you watch any movie, when you get in your car and drive, I hope that you are being encouraged by God is here. He is with you, and He is going to continue to be with you through these hard times. I love you, and I hope to see you next week. I'm sorry the show is a whole lot different than what we're used to. But we shall see what God does next, because honestly, I'm going to get in the back seat and shut up. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to let God do what He's going to do, and I am going to move on, because honestly, God is so great and so good at what He does in allowing us to learn as we hurt, allowing us to get better and sharpen us. My sister says, always been saying lately, iron sharpens iron. What He's doing with us is not just pain. We are learning, we are growing, we are becoming and building better people as we live this life. You know what I mean? We're being stronger. We're growing in this pain, in this sharpening. I can't explain it the way Angela Calloway could. But when she was talking to me, I got it. I understood what iron sharpens iron mean. And God is really, really doing His thing with us right now. So I just encourage you guys. I love you. I hope everything works out in your lives the way you plan it to. But if it doesn't, God is still in control. I love you.